Peace, everyone. Welcome to tonight's show of the Goddess Glow. And we're gonna let some people chime in here and bring in New Noi and myself. And we're waiting for this blog talk to come in on us. And we gave you guys a promise that we would be here for you on Tuesday nights for the Goddess Glow. Peace, beloved, how are you? And Tuesday nights, the Goddess Glow at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace, beloved, how are you? And that is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I have no clue what time that would be in Australia. I believe you guys are 13 hours behind. And in the UK, hello to all of my beloved ones in the UK. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all of your shots out all over the world. Thank you for each and every one of you. That is everyone. Peace, beloved, how are you? That's been supporting us. And because you're supporting me, I am here to, peace, how are you? I am here to represent. I am here to shine my light. I'm here to, you know, just be a part of this epic event that we're in. Peace, beloved, how are you? I am here to stand on my square during the times of a massive transformation that is happening all over the globe. On Friday nights, please join me on Blog Talk Radio. It will be myself. And I will be channeling in those nights of pretty much what Divine Spirit of Life has given me to channel in for you those nights.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds.
5, 3, 2, 1. So, here we go, y'all. Make sure that you get your memberships. Be a part of us here at Nubian News with the Z. We'd love to have you on board. Also, we have the January 31st portal going down here live in Chicago in person, as well as online via virtual reality. We'd love to have you part of that. Reach out for your readings too, guys. Timeline shifted, feel the magic. As I look within, I'm my own best friend. My adjustment is fantastic. I use my thoughts to shift some things. Phoenix rise and spread my wings. I'm gonna do my best to make sure New Noi comes in clear for y'all. I pulled these epic cards for y'all. And I guess they're in line with the topic, so just give me a minute, y'all, to this blog talk finish blowing my solo. You guys can find me on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play Music, all over the globe. Check out our shows, House of L, our entertainment company, McJayla Entertainment, Quest for Identity Records. Newbie News with the Z. And of course, our live food line, New Meals, the New Me Gods. I use my thoughts to shift some things. Phoenix rise and spread my wings. Walk my talk is my new thing. Really love this space I'm in. Where'd you put the time frame for, man? Where'd you put the time frame for? Peace, everyone. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome to another night of the Goddess Glow. Broadcasted here live from Chicago and live from Orlando, Florida. Welcome, everyone, to another night of divine alignment. We are here channeling in for all the goddesses and the gods, the matriarchs and the patriarchs all over the globe. Where you at, Nunoy? You in? Where my girl at? Nunoy. Y'all, why she always, what's up with this? What's up with this girl? What's up with this girl?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. She's right here, y'all. You hear her?
You hear me?
Yes, I hear you now. I hear you now. What's up, mama? What's up? How are you?
Nothing. Hi, everyone. I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
That's beautiful, girl. Do you like... So I'm really happy for you that you got all settled into your new spot, girl. I'm so happy for you. Nunoy got her place, y'all. She moved in too. All the goddesses are moving. Yes. How you love it? You love it?
I know, right? I love it. Yes, I absolutely love it. I'm so at peace. My God, I can't even explain it.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That's so beautiful, girl. I'm here. I'm on YouTube Live as well, and it wasn't spinning last night. It's gonna try to spin a little bit tonight, but I pulled like 3 cards for us to help us out a little bit tonight. And let's just go right in to I'm gonna talk about these little cards and then bring in the message for tonight, and then I'm gonna let you shine your light because I'm always doing all the talking and stuff. So you're absolutely right. It is a new moon night, and tonight is very powerful. So this is why we knew we had to come on in. Like Noy and I were both tired, but I'm pretty sure you guys are just as tired. But our universe, our boss is the universe, and our boss says that we have to show up for work. So this is the least that we can do if our boss is granting us the rites of passage to be so divinely in alignment with nothing but blessings and abundance and great fortune and beautiful love and bliss. So this is the least we can do is show up to work even when we're tired. So we love it. Thank you in the light. I see you, beloved. Peace. Okay, so I have three cards for you guys. And the cards that I pulled is Look for a Sign. And this is by this beautiful deck that Nunoy got me, by the way, I'm using. One is Look for a Sign. The other one is Meditation Brings Answers. And then No Need to Worry. And then I pulled an extra card, Reconsider, but I'm going to leave that off to the side because it came up twice, even after I shuffled it again and put it back in the deck. So there's a reason it came out. So we may have to reconsider something tonight. But let's see, look for a sign. Meditation brings answers. and no need to worry. I feel that these cards come right in line with tonight's topic, especially talking about Return of the Garden of Eden, because Noi's going to share some things with you guys in reference to pretty much some highlights of things that are happening in the world. And things that are happening in the world are pretty much deep right now. And there has been a paradigm shift. Not two pairs of dimes, but a paradigm shift. And because there's a paradigm shift, there is something very major that's going on, even with our own energies and where this applies to you. So this is probably why this look for a sign card came out first. And there's always signs around us. So we should always be paying attention to any type of sign we can look for anyways. Because you guys saw what happened to me even when I was at this hotel that we were at when we filmed the show. Remember that? The 21-day winter solstice. And then somehow the hotel messed up my credit card. So we accidentally got an extra free night. And to me, I knew that was no accident. It was like, okay, that's my sign right there. What's up? And at the time, I was already looking for a place. So I said, okay, so since we got stuck here another night, not stuck here, but we got fortunate enough to, get granted a hotel for another night, let's go look around. So that's when the girls and I went for a walk down through the downtown area of Chicago. And we walked this path, we walked this trail. We were acting like we just knew where we were going. It looks like in the video, if you watch House of L, that we knew exactly where we were going. I promise you, we had no clue where we were going. We just followed our energy, and it led us directly to where I'm living right now. So, and it was interesting too, because when we got here, the girl was like, she would even show us the place. She was like, you need to make an appointment. And I was like, oh no, not me. Go get your manager. So she got the manager, and he came straight down, and he was like, oh, come on upstairs. And you guys see the video, and he was showing us around, and that was really epic. So look for a sign, and whatever you do, there's signs all around you. And if you need to know how to pay attention to your sign, this is the next card that talks about meditation. Meditation brings answers. So meditate on the things that you need. Whatever you want to manifest, meditate on it, and you'll be able to manifest those things in which you need to bring in, okay? And then no need to worry, y'all. I don't know what it is that you all out there are worried about, but don't worry about anything. Don't worry. Be happy. See, there is this favorite little cartoon of mine that I have. And my homeboy, he likes to say, Hakuna Matata. And if you remember, Hakuna Matata, remember that? My boy, the Lion King. Right? So no need to worry about nothing, because of course we got to bring up the Lion King if we are merely walking in the Garden of Eden. So return to the Garden of Eden is the topic tonight. And with that being the topic, what I want Noi to do is I want her to give you a breakdown on some insights that she was trying to share with me earlier. And she's going to talk about it, because more than likely many of you are talking about it and probably have heard about it. So you go on in, Noi, and talk about, what you're sharing with me. Just, and then I'll go from there and channel in some stuff,
I know. Well, first off, I found this article on my Facebook timeline, and it just caught my attention just because the headline was basically stating that pretty much what companies are the next ones to go bankrupt. And the only reason that caught my attention was because I have friends and things like that are actually going through something like that right now. So I started reading into it, and there's actually this research company, this man, his name is Richard Stanberry. And I don't want you guys to quote me on any of this, because I actually just started reading this not that long ago. So, I'm not, like I said, don't quote me on this. I don't want to give out any wrong information or whatever, and I just started reading it. And pretty much this man, he predicted like the mortgage crisis, the financial crisis. I mean, all the crisis that we had you know, in like even in the last 10 whatever years. And he brought up the fact that like what's been going on in the U.S., like the riots and, you know, the police brutality, just everything that's been going on. And recently, they said it was published in the last like 30 days or so. And stating that, you know, pretty much telling us what companies were going to go bankrupt. So, and like I said, don't quote me on this. And it's pretty much like the government or something like that going to go bankrupt. I mean, I think most of us kind of knew this happening or had an idea about it. But I don't know what you did, girl, but I'm like hearing an echo too, so I just want to let you know. And
I just put her on speaker.
But it's like I really don't want to give the wrong information on this girl, but it was just really interesting to me. And I actually don't want to put out the names of the companies and things like that, other than like the government and things like that. Like I said, it's, you know, they're predicting that it's that the government's going to go bankrupt. And they were talking about this thing called the American Jubilee, where if this was to happen, then there's a lot of investment companies, major financial institutions and things like that are invested, that they're, I don't even want to say that they're going to fall, but I don't know, girl. We know some things are going to happen this year, and it's just, you know, it's just something to think about and be prepared for, you know. And I don't know, girl. I'm not comfortable explaining this. If you guys want to do the research on it, you can look it up. You can even look up the American Jubilee. You can look up Richard Stanfield, but his predictions actually are pretty good. So that is definitely something, you know, to look at, and to be able to protect yourself. And because it's pretty much talking about how the rich is getting more rich, and the middle class Americans and people like us that are, you know, I don't even want to put myself in that category because I'm not struggling. But the middle class Americans and things like that are getting more poor, and 78% of them are like living paycheck to paycheck. So, and they're just saying that it's gonna get worse. So.
Not for me.
I don't know, girl. I don't even know what else to say on that.
Well, see, this is why I have to have Noi. This is why I have to have Noi come in to. This is why I have to have you come in to let me know what's going on, because I'm so energetically chimed in to the spiritual realm that everything that you just said to me was just like, it just seemed like just scare tactics, like just more stuff to distract the people from looking within themselves. And then when you said that the rich were getting richer, that's not what my prediction is. My prediction is the rich are going to be the poor ones that are going to be walking the planet. And the poor ones that were once poor are going to be the rich ones with the money that were walking the planet, especially those that are walking with spirit. So that's the one thing that I recognize that stood out. Then the next, yeah. And then the next thing that stood out to me was how you said that, you know, there's something that's getting ready to happen. All these predictions that they're talking about, it just, I don't know if maybe because before, when I first started waking up to this whole governmental structure and things of that nature, I'm telling you, I was woken up by a man named Alex Jones. And I lived in LA near the airport, and he was like, "They're coming to get us, folks! They're coming to get us!" And I was like, "Oh shit, you hear the airplane? They're coming to get us, what the hell?" And I'm telling you, I would see the black helicopters fly over my roof and everything, and I was like, "Oh my God, they're coming to get us." And I'm telling you, Alex Jones, he's one person to wake your butt up, I'm telling you. But after I went through that whole shaking up and that whole fear tactic thing, right around that time, I start going through a series of dreams where Source was taking me through a series of dreams and began to show me things that are going to happen in America, such as, you know, different types of events that were going to go down. And they shook me up and scared my butt so much. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what do I need to do to not be a part of this? Because this is very serious. So this is when I began to start my whole series of really channeling in and really getting even closer. I've always had a really strong, even when I was Christian, I always had a very strong relationship with my spiritual life. I've always went in and prayed hard. I don't care what I was doing, even as a little girl. So what's powerful about no matter what the news is on television, or in the newspaper, no matter what their news is, my news, it always comes from the higher realms. So this is why I take it upon myself to make sure that I look within and I keep myself attuned with what's happening within the spiritual realm, because whatever's happening within the spiritual realm has to happen first in the spiritual realm, then it happens on the planet. So in other words, if you're supposed to be a part of it, especially if you're a spiritual person, if you're supposed to be a part of it, there's an alignment that I've been talking about, especially with the stellium that's going on right now and the planetary shifts. If you're supposed to be a part of it, then you're going to be a part of it no matter what. See, as spiritual people, we are here to help during the times of calamity that's getting ready to transpire upon this planet. So as spiritual people, we don't get to run out, you know, and call ourselves gangsters and OG and triple OGs, all that. We don't get to run out and go buy some farmland far out and start growing some food, because if they want to drop a bomb on your food or some radiation on your food, they can do that. So as a spiritual person, I'm like front line for like whatever spiritual warfare is going down, which means that according to my walk and where I'm at in spirituality, that means it's just like the U.S. military. When the U.S. military goes in to start a war, to start messing with another country, what do? They fly right smack in the middle of that country and they post up camp right smack in the middle of everybody. So I guess I'm right smack in the middle of, you know, Chicago, where everybody's supposed to be running from and going to run far out and get some desert and land and moving far out away in the forest and stuff like that. But I'm not running from nothing. If there's supposed to be some type of spiritual warfare going down and spirit is like, my people is out there, like my people need help, I'm right here front and center like, what's up? Where are these spiritual folks that I need to help? Because if I run far out in the forest and I'm hiding with everybody else, then to me, it seems like when you're hiding, it seems like you draw that stuff to you. If you right smack in the middle of the front line and you know that source got you and you know that spirit got you, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. It don't matter how much food shortage they're talking about they're going to have. If you one with the planet, there is no shortage of food. There's abundance all around you. And if you're a spiritual person, even if you've taken my class, I've shared with you just what that abundance is. So I think because we are in conscious co-creation, we have to be very mindful and careful of even our own affirmations, because your own affirmations can actually create that reality for you and make you a part of that doom and gloom. You know what I mean? So that's why I wanted you to talk about it, and I wanted you to chime in on where it is that, you know, you're at with it, because I wanted to bring another side of the perspective to everything regarding what's going on. You know what I mean? So, and then make sure that you're...
Even just reading it, even just reading it, I mean, it's not that, you know, like I'm scared or anything, but...
Oh, you scared, girl. It's a good line.
No way.
Hold on, y'all.
Whatever. But, no. But it's
I like messing with her.
No, you know, like what's going on and things like that. I don't want to, you know, not know what's going on, because I used to work for, you know, a large internal audit company. You know what I'm saying? I used to work for one of those, and when I worked there, we worked with all the major companies out there all around the world, you know. So, and I was always in the loop and kind of had an idea of what was going on firsthand, you know what I'm saying? So if anything was going on, let's say with financial institutions and things like that, we knew about it only because that we dealt with like the internal audit companies, you know what I'm saying? So it's like if anything did happen, it's like they would know, they would be the first ones to know, you know? So, but it's just the fact of knowing, and you know what I'm saying? So it was just interesting, that's all, and that's why I brought it up, and the reason that I did bring it up with you was because remember how, like, we had the conversations of, like, you know, martial law and things like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I did bring it up. So, because you never know, because let's say if something like that did happen, you know, like people would freak out. People would freak out, and you never know. You just never know. So.
Well, I guess I kind of look at it like, yeah, no, I want you to bring it up. That's the whole point, because I don't want to be so heavenly bound that I'm no earthly good, because I can't stay up in my head and someone's like, oh, wait, the sky is falling. I'm like, really, it is? You know? Because, yeah, I will. I'll be like, really, it is? When did this happen? So I'm telling you, though, it's... That's why I have you on this show with me, girl. This is one of the first things that we were talking about, was that you're talking about, okay, I need to bring it down for the people a little bit. So I'm trying to bring this medium to you. That's why I need you to talk about this stuff, so I can show y'all another way to look at this stuff too. Because your thoughts do become things, and your words do have energy and power. So if you're speaking those affirmations, then you're going to create it for you. Not only will you create it for you, you're creating your own reality. So what do you want your reality to be? Even if you do see something in the news that's happening, or you do see something in the newspaper that's happening, it doesn't necessarily have to apply to you. And it doesn't have to apply to you based off of your thoughts and based off of your reality. This is why so many people live in different countries and different states and different continents and have different area codes, because we all have different realities, you know, based off of where our mentality is projecting us to believe that that's where we are. So we are in a time of conscious co-creation. So you can immediately be a part of it or be affected by something. Like, for example, there was a time where I was like, well, man, I would never live in the city, you know, but I was always like, okay, I'm going to go far out, and I'm going to get some land, and I'm going to plant some crops, and I'm just going to be far away from everyone, and I'm going to have my weapons and my guns and all that. But then if I think about it, I'm like, wait a minute, that was like some punk stuff to me, because I ain't running from nothing. Like, if you like, everybody's talking about how they trying to be down, they want to be gangster and all that, but everybody trying to run. What you running from? Like, if this is your land, if this is your country, if you supposed to be human on this planet, stand on the land. Standing on the land is lawful. Stand your ground. And then if you so prayerful, and everyone has some type of belief system or something that they believe in. So if you have a belief system or something that you believe in, then stand on what you believe in. That would be the time on what you believe in, not to be running behind a wall and hiding or something. Because if I recall right, I believe it was the scriptures that something about like people were going to be running behind mountains, and the mountains they're going to say mountains fall on us, and the mountains are going to be looking at them like they crazy, or they're going to try to hide under the rock, stuff like that. My thing is, you ain't got to run from nothing, and you ain't got to hide from nothing when you walk one with the universe. When you become one with the planet, then you shall know that you shall walk through fire and you shall not be burned. Run from what? You've never ever seen the military go into some type of land that they were trying to battle. They go to where they're trying to battle, and they sit right smack up in the middle of them. So to me, that's double OG, triple OG, double OG, triple OG gangster. And you can't get no gangster than that. And the universe that I serve put me right smack in the middle where everybody's like run from. So if the universe put me here, obviously I have some type of call And even you've been put right smack in the middle of, the downtown area of Orlando. So obviously we have some type of call where we are going to walk through fire and not be burned. And plus, if all the spiritual people run, then where's the hope for humanity? We like the last of the candle lights on the table. We're the lighthouse, everybody. So it reminds me of this time when I worked in the club. When I worked in the club, there was a shootout. And I saw security run through the darn security gate and jump over the little spin bar. And I was like, oh, hell no. If security is running and he got a gun on his side, I'm running too. So I'll never forget, I jumped over the bar and started crawling and running and ducking and stuff like that. So it reminds me of that time, like, nah, if the spiritual people run, there is no hope for anybody. So somebody got to be gangster with their spirituality, and not just gangster with it, but be true to what you say you are. If you know that you are here for a higher purpose, and you know that, there's a calling in your life, and you know that you've done everything in your power to do everything that's right, to not hurt, harm, or injure anyone, then what you running from? I ain't running from nothing.
Right. Girl, we know you ain't running from nothing. You know, your video. That shootout.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said, we know you're not running from anything because we saw you in that shootout in the hood.
Oh, girl.
You hear me?
Yeah, you said I'm not running from nothing because you saw me in the shootout in the hood. Yeah, that was probably one shootout of a few shootouts that I had to walk through. But like I said, that was an example of you draw it to you. What I'm running for, like. Everybody claiming they gangster, but they shooting and running. What you shooting and running from? I never seen Neo in the Matrix run from a bullet. He walks and catches the bullets. You know what I mean? So, I mean, somebody got to be real to the game. So I don't know. I'm just not one of those people that talk the talk and don't walk the walk. And I think that's what it's about in this hour, is talking the talk and walking the walk. And actually not just saying it, but letting your life reflect that in what you speak. Let your energy reflect that in what you claim that you're a part of. And it's very true. I mean, to me, I'm an advocate for the children and for the seniors. And during these times, more than anyone, if I do run and help anybody, I'll be running to help the children and the seniors. Other than that, those are the only two type of species on this planet that I'll be helping, because ain't nobody helping the children and the seniors now. Everybody's more worried about themselves and taking care of themselves. And the ones that are claiming that they're helping the children, majority of them that are claiming that they're helping the children are collecting some type of major check for the children, but the children are still being neglected. So, and then the seniors, like I said, the seniors are being put in nursing homes and left abandoned and not looked after. And if something like that does go down, what happens to the seniors? You know what I mean? So to me, that's like the seniors are our elders, still look out for the elders. They're still part of that ancestral bloodline, just like the children are. They're still ancestral energies as well. And because the children are ancestral energies, many people are ignoring the fact that the children are, basically being ignored in this hour. The children are being hurt, harmed, and injured, and they have been hurt, harmed, and injured for a while. So, and if you think about it, it's like a bunch of patriarchal energy that's still crying like little babies, fighting over what? What you fighting over? Like, I really think that if anybody's going to fight over anything, we should just put whoever the major presidents are on one little rink, just like we did Tyson and all them. Put them in the rink in Vegas and everybody bid on a ticket and let's watch the fight. And that'll settle all that. So, but yeah, girl. Do I have any, do we have any callers on there?
No.
We're on Blog Talk to everyone. And if you want to chime in, I think it's coming on pretty clear. I haven't had any interferences with this lovely device phone of mine. I'm trying to get you guys as clear as I can on the Blog Talk too, but you know how I do it. I still record an audio for you, as well as try to do the live, because we're streaming a few places. And I just haven't seen my Instagram family for a while and my Facebook family for a while, but I had to give them a little break because they started cutting up my stuff, and it's all good. If y'all really want to catch us, you know where to find us. But I'm glad that you brought that up, knowing that you shared that with us, because we are walking up in a time of that in which you say that we're walking in according to their papers, but I guess I'm in my own little world, because there has been a major shift, and this is a shift that I was talking about, where you're either walking in the light or you're walking in darkness, and you can tell whether you're walking in light or walking in darkness based off of the energetic work that you have put in from the time that you're a little child all the way up until now. And that's why there are a select few of people. There's a certain amount of elect that have been hand chosen and hand picked to help in this specific hour. And like I said, you can't fake spirituality. Anybody trying to fake spirituality, you're going to be able to see right through them. Like, you know, you can't fake through that. That's light. That's blinding light on top of that. And either you're going to shine bright or you're not. There's no dimming the light to spirituality at all, because the divine spirit of life does not play at all. So you can't half walk this walk. I was trying to walk this walk and trying to, like, you know, do some little extra stuff on the side, and I got my butt kicked, like, seriously. So you don't play with some major forces, especially when you're dealing with spirituality. So this is an hour where you will see many people running, but if you know who you are during these times, running from what? Like, I ain't running from nothing. I'm just not. For what? Because like I say, we don't die, we multiply.
Right beside you.
Huh?
Yeah, I'll be right beside you, girl.
Exactly.
I'll be right beside you on that
Thank
one.
you for being right beside me. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I'll you.
That way, if there is a ditch, we can both see it at the same time, and we can both stop each other from walking in that ditch versus following each other. And one person doesn't see the ditch because somebody's playing follow the leader. You can't follow nobody in this hour at all. I'm telling you, following somebody, if they fall in a ditch, you ain't gonna see the ditch because you busy following. You better be walking in your own light, and that way, you know, you walking next to somebody, you can catch it, and they can catch it. But this ain't no hour of the blind leading the blind. That's not going to work. I don't think that's ever worked. So, this is the hour of the return of the Garden of Eden. And because it's the return of the Garden of Eden, we have walked into the new earth. And because we have walked into the new earth, this is the hour where you shall see the true divine feminine, as well as the true divine masculine, stand in their matriarchal and patriarchal combined power, and they will stand lawfully upon the land, and they will stand within all of their might as one source, from source, to do those things that they were called to do, to speak those things that they were called to say, to be the beings that they were anointed to be. And there is nothing that no deity and no type of underworld, inner world, outer world, between the worlds, whatever the world's going to be, that you want to call them, can stop it. Nothing can stop the force of the universe. Nothing can stop the magic of this new earth that we have walked upon. And because no one can stop the magic of this new earth that we have walked upon, what is very powerful about it is that the divine feminine and divine masculine were just given back their birthright. And because they were just given back their birthright, it is very true. This is the hour where you shall see the divine masculine and the divine feminine, the two that were shamed from whether it was their family or their friends or whoever they were or whatever dark nights of the soul they had to go to transition to be who they are now. You shall begin to see them walk in all of their divine power. And as you see them walk in all of their divine power, then you know that they are anointed to do that. And anyone that tries to stop them in any way, shape, or form, I'm telling you, It's going to be like Lot's wife turning a stone. Don't even look back at them. You better keep it moving, because you can tell when someone has something on their life or something on them, or you can tell when, let's just say, karma is hit someone's front door, because there's nothing that you can do to help anyone's karma that has hit their front door. Many people are walking right now in this plane of existence, having the experience that they're having because of past life karma. So no matter what you do to try to help them anyways, there's nothing that you can do to try to help them. And because all it's going to do is just draw to you things that are going to cause hurt, harm, and injury to you. So be very careful of the things that you jump in to help with, especially if you don't know who you're helping or if that person will return the same amount of help towards you. Or especially if you don't feel a call to help that person. If you're a spiritual person, you will know who to help and who not to help, who to stay away from and who to go near. So, like I said, we are in the new earth. And because we're in the new earth, many of the divine feminines and the divine masculines shall experience nothing but blessings. They shall walk in their anointings. They shall walk in their callings. It is very true. The meek has inherited the earth. The wealth of the wicked has been laid up for the just. And the ones that are just and the ones that are meek are now walking in that anointing. They're now walking in that abundance. They're now walking in their full divine callings. They have been put in positions to be the ones that are going to be in positions to help the others that are not in a position to even help themselves. So yes, there are two different dimensions that are happening right now. One is the third dimension, and the other one is the fifth dimension and above. Now, the ones that are in the fifth dimension and above, they have the power to walk in and out of every dimension and every portal that they want to walk in and out of. The ones that are in the third dimension is the ones that are trapped inside of a karmic cycle. And this specific karmic cycle is dealing with the root chakra. Now, the root chakra is dealing with them specifically being stuck in doom and gloom, whatever they created in their own mind, whatever they have done to hurt, harm, and injure other people, whether it was robbery, stealing, backbiting, gossiping, hating, slander, and things of that nature. This is merely why you are seeing the ones that are experiencing what they're experiencing experience that, because they're stuck in this karmic cycle of the third dimension. And no matter, even if you are empowered to walk in the fifth dimension, you cannot pull someone out of the third dimension and pull them into the fifth dimension, because they have to be anointed to walk in the fifth dimension and above. And because they're not anointed to walk, or should I say have the mark to walk in the fifth dimension or above, what this means is all you can do is help them from a higher stance, which means the only thing that you can do is get away from them and help them from a higher vibrational place, which means that you do all the work within yourself to make sure that you keep your vibrations high and you stay away from negativity, you stay away from doom, and you stay away from gloom, because all that's going to do is pull you into their portal. And you don't want to be pulled down into their portal, because if you don't leave those specific circles and groups, then you will be pulled down right along with them, because they have to go through what they have to go through, because they created their own reality to go through that. So because we are here now walking in the new earth, then yes, you shall begin to see, like I stated, the ones that were poor and the ones that were mocked and slandered and ridiculed and hated on by their family and so-called friends and so-called loved ones and things of that nature. You shall begin to see them become the new popularity names, such as the new Barack Obamas, the new Trumps, the new Queen Elizabeths, the new Princess Di's, the new celebrities. As a matter of fact, even the celebrity status has changed. The world will no longer see people such as Puff Daddy, Mariah Carey, Jay-Z, Beyonce. The world will no longer respect them as celebrities. The new celebrities that are walking the planet shall be the ones that are the meek. They shall be the ones that are spiritually enlightened people, because the world shall begin to respect these divine ascended master beings for who they are, as light bearers. The world and light bearers and balances of darkness and light. The world shall begin to respect them for what they have come here to do, because the world shall see the anointing on their life. The world shall see the calling that's on their life. And the world shall honor these divine ascended masters as the new celebrities of the entire planet. So you shall begin to see a fall even when it comes to the so-called old celebrities. You shall begin to see a fall even in them. You shall begin to see the ones that were dressed up and put on Super Bowl stages and major concerts. You shall begin to see them now walk in rags and riches, because the world will no longer cater to even their own music. They won't, it's a certain tone that the world will become disgusted with, even hearing their tone. It'll bring a ring and a stench to their ears and a stench to their stomach that people will turn off the radios and they will no longer want to hear what it is that they have to say. The world will only listen to the ones that are singing music that will bring an uplifting vibration to the planet. So it will definitely be in a form of basically, you're right. Someone just put it, it's in a form of megahertz. However, yes, that is true. It shall be in a form of megahertz. However, there are certain megahertz that are used now on radio and music. However, if you are not anointed to vibrate with those specific megahertz, to sing or to play a tone of music with those megahertz, your bodily vibration will throw off the key to that guitar, which means that you won't be able, the megahertz won't even come out. Even if you try to play 528 megahertz, it won't come out the same, because your body will now resonate with the instrument. Just like your singing voice. If you're singing and you're singing to a tone of something, you will sing through whatever the megahertz it is that spirit has placed upon your spirit to sing in that megahertz, and you shall be an instrument of music, of sound, of vision, of vibration to the planet. But it is an anointing that shall come through as a channeling. And the world shall notice the difference in what is a real megahertz and what is a fake vibrational megahertz. And there's no faking that. Just like there's no faking spirituality, you will begin to see the rhythm and feel the rhythm and know what's real and what's not. So here it is. We are literally walking in the Garden of Eden. So Noi was right where she was talking about you know, the things that are going to happen, like even what we were talking about, you know, with the different martial laws, things like that. That will be some people's reality. However, that will be their reality because they created that to be their reality, because of whatever they did to create that to be their reality. But that's not my reality. So I do not accept the terms and the conditions of that contract, and I do not agree with that, and that will not be my reality. That will not be my reality for myself nor my vibe trap, so we will not have that experience. This takes us all the way back to the time of, if you remember the time of so-called slavery, there were certain slaves who experienced slavery. However, if you do deeper and further research, you'll find that there were certain slaves or so-called people who were supposed to be slaves that never even experienced slavery. So because they never experienced slavery at all, just because they were people of color or supposed to be people of color, then you'll find in your research that that was not their reality to be walking the planet as a slave at that time. So they were able to walk through the people that were slaves, and even the slaves looked at them and were wondering why they weren't slaves. That's because slavery is a state of mind. And that was not their mentality. That was not their conscious co-creation. They didn't create that for themselves. They didn't vibrate with that, whatever frequency that was. So because they weren't vibrating with that frequency, this is the hour where, what is your frequency? Your life spells your frequency. Whatever you have done to people is going to bring about that megahertz to create your frequency. Whether it was backbiting people or talking about people or slandering people or hurt, harming, or injuring people, whatever you have done in this life shall bring about your frequency. So if you have worked on yourself and done that inner work to focus on making sure your frequency was straight, then you don't have to worry about it, because you know that your frequency was dealing directly with source. Your frequency was in divine alignment with the universal plan and order for your life. Make sense?
I hear you.
You there, girl?
You're right. That is, yes, I'm here. I'm here. But yes, I absolutely agree with you on that one. And whatever's going on is not our reality.
No.
You know?
Mm-mm.
And that's not something, I definitely agree. I don't accept it and things like that either. That's not for us.
No, it's not for us. Because remember...
Like I said, I mean, no, but, yeah. And it's just, like I said, I just like to be in the knowing, you know?
Well,
I just like to know what's going on.
The way that you stay in the knowing is by you stay going within. Because if you even think about it right now, the weatherman can't even predict the weather anymore. He'll tell you it's going to snow the whole weekend, and it can be 100 degrees outside. So the way that you know, you know what I mean? So the way that you know what's really going to go down, it's like I always tell you, when you are tuned into vibrational alignment with source and with the universe and with spirit, even the animals will come to your aid when you are in danger. If you are eating the animals that are all the signs along the constellation, then if the animals are your sign, then how can you pay attention to the signs? Because you're not in vibrational alignment, which means that when the birds fly north, east, west, and south from danger, they're going to fly right over you, because they're not going to tell you where they're going, because you're going to eat them too when you get there.
Right.
So to stay in the know is to stay looking within. When you stay looking within, that means you're focusing on your inner tunement, your vibrational harmonic alignment. And your body vibration is an instrument, which is why they used to use the tuning forks even to tell you what your health condition was. And you know how you go to the doctor and the doctor would hit your knee with this fork, and your knee would jump out? So that's, your body is always in alignment. Like when let's say you catch a cold. If you catch a cold, what does that mean? That means your immune system is low, right? So if you're paying attention to your body, and the only way you can pay attention to your body is by stay going within, or pay attention to, are you dizzy? Are you nauseous? Or do you have a cold? That will be certain symptoms that will bring about, what's happening within your body, or are you getting headaches, or, what's happening within, you know what I mean? So if you pay attention to your inner frequencies, then your inner frequencies and your higher self can sense things in the higher realm. As a matter of fact, can sense things 2 and 3 days ahead of time, even before it happens, to make you aware or to prepare you for it. And the way that you know that's going to happen is your body clock is always in a divine alignment with you. How do you know that? Especially if you're a woman, this is why you have your time of the month. And even if you are a woman and you have had some type of hysterectomy and you cannot tell according to your body clock, you still get the symptoms of having your time of the month. How do I know that? Because you still get hot flashes, you still get nausea, you still get things of that nature. So your body is always talking to you. So pay attention to your body clock. And when you pay attention to your body clock, then you shall know the vibrational alignment of the planet. And this is what is so powerful about women. Because women automatically know when something's getting ready to happen in the world.
True.
So.
That's absolutely true, girl.
Yeah. But I'm glad that you were able to come on and share this with us tonight. And I truly appreciate your light. And we are seeing a major shift right now, even from the patriarchal society. The patriarchal society has been so dominant and so strong and so rebellious in their exit of their throne that upon exiting their throne, they have done everything in their power to degrade and insult the matriarchal makeup. But because of the matriarchal rule, the matriarch came in so smooth to take back her throne and to take her rightful place back up on planet Earth that there is nothing that the patriarchal energy can do at this point but have a seat. And the ones that do not have a seat, you shall find, are the very ones that are going through some major, major life issues. If you know of any patriarchal energies at all that were known for backbiting the feminine energies, slandering the feminine energies, hurting, harming, or injuring the feminine energies, if you merely think about who you know like that, then you'll begin to realize that these specific individuals have brought so much damage upon their life, upon their reputation, upon their health, upon things that are happening to them that is way out of their control merely because they refuse to stop slandering the matriarchal energy. And the more they do it, and the more they continue to try to hold on to their rule of thumb, the more they are hurt, harming, and injuring themselves. So what's so powerful about it is there are lots of patriarchal energies that get it. Those are not the ones that I'm talking about. The ones that I'm talking about are the ones that are refusing to respect the divine feminine, not just the divine feminine, but the feminine energy for who she is. Even if there's a feminine energy that does not know who she is and she's put herself in a position to even have herself ridiculed or slandered in some way, shape, or form, because that patriarchal energy knows that she shouldn't be doing that or knows that there's something better to her, if he takes it upon himself to ridicule her in any way that is degrading, he's only speaking damnation over his own life through his tongue. He is merely swallowing up her karma based off of his judgment of her. So when he opens his mouth to speak negative against her, when he inhales, he's speaking damnation through his organs. And he's causing those very damnations that are going and breathing through his organs to go down through his bloodline to have the very same exact karma happen to his own daughter-like seed or son-like seed. This is why it's very, very important for the patriarchal energy. If you cannot say something nice about a feminine energy, even if she's divine feminine or not, it's best to say nothing at all. Because we truly are in the Garden of Eden. And what was so powerful about Lucifer himself is Lucifer, see, I don't care what y'all say. Lucifer, he's the one that pointed out to Lilith, like, nah, you're the divine feminine. Let me show you how powerful you are. You're a planet in the sky, girl. You're a star. Like, let me show you your light, girl. Like, how is it that the most supposedly darkest demon that walked through heaven, supposedly, how is it that he was the one that showed Lilith who she was? The one that was thrown out in the garden, degraded and hated by everybody. I mean, what's up with that? Why didn't Adam show her? Why was he too busy doing what he was doing that he couldn't stop for a minute to show the one that God created for him, show her powers? Was he really that much into himself? And then do you know that Lilith was the one that was responsible for why Satan, or should I say Lucifer, had his many different looks of Baphomet and the goat and things of that nature? Because as Lucifer was running back and forth to planet Earth to mix and to have sex with a different species, which was Eve, which was known as a light bringer, he was mixing his energy with Eve and Eve was of European descent. And because he was not supposed to mix with European descent, then his form, his face began to change and began to transform. And Eve and Lilith had a relationship where they would joke with each other. And Lilith told Eve that she made Lucifer ugly. And that was their joke between each other. But while Lucifer was running back forth into the earth, dipping off with Eve, Lilith was up in the heavens and she was practicing her powers with all of Lucifer's ascended masters and friends and homeboys. And that's when she learned her powers to begin to shapeshift Lucifer and give him some type of look when he began to lose his look from mixing and breeding with a different seed or different species when he was told not to mix with the species. But at this point, he didn't have to be told. He should have merely known by the fact when he was mixing with another species how it was transforming even his persona, his being, his spirit, his look, his attitude against his own kind. And this is what we have seen transpire all over the land when it has come to mixing of the different type of species, or in this case, races. So I don't know why I got into talking about that, but somebody needed to hear that. So in other words, when y'all get to throwing rocks through glass windows, y'all probably have to get y'all facts straight, because Lucifer, whether you like him or not, was a very powerful being. And he was so powerful, he is the first and only one who actually showed the divine feminine who she truly is. So while y'all busy knocking Lucifer, and y'all don't realize that the same Lucifer that y'all knocking is really Yeshua in another form of himself, which, if you think about it, throughout history, even the names of the characters in the Bibles and throughout times were all changed. So, I don't know. I guess it's just a matter of you sitting down and doing your own research, and don't take my word for it. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't be taking nobody's word for it. And as a matter of fact, if you're sitting around arguing with someone about semantics, about what you read versus what you studied, or versus if you were truly there, then that is your personalized mental condition and no one else's. Because now we're in a phase of where you really should be doing your own research, because in an age of information, ignorance really is no excuse. So there's all kind of information all around you. So there's no reason whatsoever for anyone to be lost in the darkness about anything in this point in time. Whatever you want to know, the sky is the limit. Not just the sky, your mind is not even the limit. Why is your mind not the limit? Because isn't your mind filled with your Akashic records? So if your mind is filled with your Akashic records, then there's so much that you have to tap into that you have been denying yourself to be privy of. And during this time of the Garden of Eden, return of the Garden of Eden, which means that there's all kind of apples on the tree. There's all kind of fruits and bananas and oranges and strawberries and cherries. Just pick a fruit. And you shall know them by the fruit of their labor. So if they haven't been picking no fruit, then you'll know. Make sense? See, this girl over here at home in her new bed. Just... Are you there?
I'm listening. I'm here. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm definitely here. I know.
Girl.
I don't even know if my voice sounds weird or what, but I'm just like getting over that cough that I had. So I just feel like I'm still like stuffy. So I apologize if my voice is still sounding weird or something.
No, girl, you good. You all good. My voice changes too. When I'm angry, when I'm sad, when I'm mad, when I'm crying. But I just wanted to, chime in on this topic a little bit tonight. We're not going to stay on too late tonight, but I just want to give you guys some light. Noi wants to give you guys some light and to keep our word. Come on and, you know, show you a little goddess glow. Right, girl?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, we love you, everyone. We love you very, very much, and we thank you very much for joining us. And I've given you guys a lot of information out there, and trust me, there's no reason for you to be bored because there's libraries all over the world. As a matter of fact, there's an entire library here for you on Nubian News with a Z on YouTube, Nubian News on Vimeo, Nubian News on Facebook, Instagram, nubiannews.net. There's also paypal.me/Nubian Divine. And also there's memberships that are available here. So we would love to have you guys chime in and be a part of our portals that are going down during these times. But other than bye. All right, y'all. So that's it. So just like I said, this card was going to come out, right? I told y'all this card was going to come out. I said, reconsider came out, and because reconsider came out, I was going to have y'all reconsider whatever it was that y'all, you know, thoughts were, especially when it comes to things that are happening right now in this world. You know, reconsider going within. Reconsider getting your answers from within versus watching television that is telling lies to your vision. It does not have to be your vision. That does not have to be your reality. You create your reality because your thoughts become things and your words have energy and power. And because your thoughts become things and your words have energy and power, what type of reality do you want to create for yourself? So reconsider the reality that you have been creating yourself and know that because of who you are, you got that goddess glow. I love you, everyone. Have a beautiful night, and thank you for joining me. Nubian Divine. And Noi, of course. You heard her chime out. Peace, everyone.